little cutie, I just want to say that I hope you're having a very nice day. And if you're not having a very nice day, then I hope you're having an okay day. And if you're not having an okay day, then I hope you're having a mediocre day. And if you're not having a mediocre day, then I hope you're having just a day. And if you're not having just a day, then I hope that you just are. And that's enough. Swing! Let me tell.
Good morning, sweet galaxy, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Friday, February 14th. This is The Drop. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm J.E. Skeets, still in the fifth dimension, but I've taken control of the spacecraft. Hell yeah. Over at the desk, as always, is Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this is for you.
Next to him, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Heyo.
Heyo. And right here in front of me, he is our Professor Brand.
Yes.
It's super producer JD.
Hello.
Yeah.
Fucking cameras.
I literally
freaking
3
rocket,
minutes
JD.
ago was like, hey, JD, you good on this open? Yeah, we're great.
Not good.
Apparently not.
That was awesome.
We switched it up here. Yeah, I've taken control once again. But thank you to everybody joining us live on YouTube. Hit the like button and subscribe. This is my final day paying off last month's Pick'em loss. So Interstellar Challenge is almost complete. We got a fun one, though, for you. NBA All-Star Weekend predictions. Tass Mellis with a few Worst of the Week nominees. And we've got some rapid fire fun. But we had another wedgie. Oh, yeah. Salt Lake City. Isaiah Collier from the corner is going to stick wedgie number 31. So really good stuff over the last little bit here, picking up the pace, Tass.
Step back wedgie. You don't see those too often.
It's glorious.
Yep.
Good stuff.
There we go. I guess we can quickly touch on last night's games. One of the weirder nights on the NBA schedule because everybody's just waiting to get into All-Star Weekend. But we had 5 games, a few entertaining ones, maybe surprising ones. We had the Wolves cooling off the Red-Hot Thunder with a wire-to-wire victory. Tass in a game where they had no Rudy Gobert, no Julius Randle, no Mike Conley, and no Dante DiVincenzo. And it was really a bad night from Anthony Edwards as well. He didn't shoot the ball well. All these other guys stepping up for the Wolves.
Yeah, the OKC Thunder, they tend to get up big. They get down big. And then the other team, they somehow turn it on. They did it the night before against Miami on a 24-0 run. Now, they got down big in this game, and I thought, whoa, they're coming back, baby. In the second quarter, I thought they were coming back, but then you saw Terrence Shannon beauty shot to end the first half. Even Anthony Edwards like, whoa, you guys are coming on strong. And they kept going in the third quarter. And I should say the supporting crew for Minnesota was led by Jalen Clark. I thought he did a really good job in his first career start on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. To see Shai only score 24 points on a mere 21% shooting, just 1 of 5. That was all Jalen Clark. And those other guys came out and supported. As you said, they didn't have a bunch of guys. Naz Reid comes into the starting lineup for Rudy and had a monstrous game. It was a weird one because Anthony Edwards and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander both stunk. But the support cast for one team was better than the other. You can say, okay, so he had 5 games in 7 nights. Yeah. It was a getaway night, and they tend to get down and then come back. And that could be one of those things that you see in the playoffs that could hurt them. We saw, again, 24-0 run against Miami, and that was good enough. So that is the question with this team going into the postseason. They got to turn it on a little bit more because they do tend to get down and then turn it on.
Hard to always play from behind. The Thunder just had a huge comeback as well. Maybe ran out of gas a little bit, but 20 offensive rebounds for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's definitely an area of concern for the Thunder. There are teams with more size than OKC that can give them problems, but you got to beat them on the glass and you got to beat them from 3. The Timberwolves did that last night. Good luck doing it 4 times out of 7. In a playoff series, we shall see. That'll be matchup related. I like that you mentioned Terrence Shannon Jr., 13.6 rebounds last night. Also had a good game in the loss to Milwaukee, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. It's a long NBA season. Nice to get a boost from a guy who's an older rookie in like a weird week, right? Like the week before All-Star, like you're saying. It's like, get out of here, 1, 2, 3 Cancun. But he's actually getting a little bit of an opportunity, and he's playing pretty hard and contributing for the Wolves.
Yeah, other quality minutes off the bench for Rob Dillingham. Luka Garza, you guys already said Terrence Shannon Jr., he was great. Naz Reid had all the timely buckets, too, to sort of keep the Thunder, a little stiff arm on keeping them from coming back. So that was pretty impressive. What do you think of the crowd chanting free throw merchant to SGA at the line. He thought it was funny. He was legit laughing at the free throw line, and it was a pretty good chant from the crowd. Do you think it'll catch on with the other fan bases?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it will. I mean, I don't know how widespread the calling somebody a merchant is around the NBA, but counting down Giannis's free throws caught on, right? So definitely a criticism of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He goes to the free throw line too much, but so does every good scorer in NBA history. It's because he can't be guarded. But if it gets in his head, maybe it'll work.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often in the NBA where people are called merchants, period. Steve Kerr was called a Steph Curry merchant, does what Steph Curry wants. It's not a thing that happens all that much, really.
Well, something to keep an eye on. Free throw merchants. Again, SGA was legit just laughing at the free throw line as he was knocking them down. So good win from the Wolves on, again, a night where Anthony Edwards, 5 of 18. He had 7 assists, but he did not shoot the ball that well.
And a beauty dunk.
A big dunk. It only got a 70.5 from the dunk score.
He avoided Chet a little bit, right?
Yes.
Like he kind of glided to the left of him a little bit. It looked like it should have been over 100 if they went, chest to Chet, but it was a little bit of shoulder to Chet. Beautiful dunk though. Looking MJ like, of course, the glide in.
Yep.
The
spread
angle
legs
of it for sure.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And the best thing about his dunks is like they are awesome when you watch them in real time. You watch the replay, but he produces incredible photos. Like just a still image of him, you would think it was absolutely 100% on Chet when they snap it at the right time. But he's got he's going to have one of the greatest mixtapes of all time. We said this before. Like, he's early in his career, and he has, it feels like 5 or 6 of the best dunks since he's come into the NBA. So it's going to be an incredible test.
Yeah, for sure. I thought he was doing a little MJ impression, just continuing to shoot the ball. It's all my possession. He happens to do that from time to time. So I thought that's why the Minnesota couldn't overcome OKC in this game. But you look at it, it is a good victory coming off the day after a loss to Milwaukee without Giannis, without Dame. There are some good wins in the NBA on a getaway night. This is a good win for Minnesota. Yes, very well could be a matchup here in the first round, because right now they sit 7th. But at 31-25, it's fine. But they will be in a play-in if they sit here where they are right now.
Let's move to Steph Curry scoring 27 points to lead the Warriors to the 105-98 win over the Rockets. TK, you can get started with this one.
I think you'd probably call this one a gutty win from the Golden State Warriors. They literally didn't want to play this game. Steve Kerr was like, it's ridiculous that we have to play a game here before the All-Star game. It was questionable if Steph Curry was going to play. Didn't know if Jimmy Butler was going to play. They both went out there, did their thing. 27 for Curry, 19 for Jimmy Butler. The number I like to see, though, for Jimmy, 8 rebounds. He's had 8 rebounds this game, 9 the game previous, 9 before that, and then 4 in his first game with the Warriors. Andrew Wiggins, a guy that was swapped out for Jimmy Butler. I said that Jimmy plays bigger than Andrew Wiggins, and that's exactly what I meant. 6 total 8 or more rebound games for Andrew Wiggins this season with the Warriors. Never happened in back-to-back games. Jimmy's out there doing it every single night. He's obviously drawing free throws a lot more readily than Wiggins has. Only 6 last night for Jimmy, but he scores inside as well. He's just more of an interior player than Wiggins is, which has helped balance the floor and make things geometrically sound for the Warriors. Even if this was not a great game, they kind of held on to the victory in the end, got out to a big lead, and the Rockets just weren't quite able to get things back. I thought a nice win for the Warriors because they kind of realized, like, we're in a race here.
Yeah.
We can't actually sit our guys because this game is going to matter standings-wise.
The effort level was there for the Golden State Warriors. It wasn't so much for the Houston Rockets. At the end of the second quarter, 2 minutes left, Ime Udoka pulls a 5-man lineup change.
Yeah.
You don't see that too often. 2 minutes left in the second quarter, clearly just trying to send a message. Hey, dudes, let's play some basketball. So 5 guys come off with 2 minutes left. Now, then the starters went back, obviously, in the beginning of the third quarter, but those guys came off and didn't end the game because they weren't playing all that well. It was a 24-point deficit that the starters allowed, and so the bench came back and didn't leave because Ime saw what was happening with their starters. And over the last 11 games here, they've lost 7 of 11 without Fred VanVleet, is big at running that half-court offense, but their offense has been incredibly bad. In this one, in particular against the Golden State Warriors, they would average 68 points in their 100 half-court plays average. So that's a terrible, terrible half-court offense. And that is what's happening here with the Houston Rockets. They need a break, and we'll see how they recover from that. But they have been bad since Freddie hasn't been running that lineup.
That's true. I think that's always got to be one of the most difficult things if you're a head coach, where you like pull your starters out because you don't like what you're seeing from them. You don't like the energy. You go to the bench. Hey, guys, give it a go. And then that team sort of gets you back into the game. And then you got to go, well, do we stick with these guys because like they're the only reason we have a chance to even maybe win this? Or do you go back to your starters and maybe help your chances to get the W? I would hate to be put in that spot, TK, where it's like, you know, you're sort of playing the long game, I think, by letting those guys that got you back in the game have a go at it. But then, you know, if you don't win, you're like, oh, maybe we should have put our starters in.
Yeah, exactly. I would rather roll with the guys who get you back into it, especially in a scenario like this where, like, the game matters because every game matters, but it's the last night before All-Star break. Let's see what these fellas can do.
Yeah, we also had a little, dare I call it, elder abuse when Steph Curry was dancing on Jeff Green.
Not nice.
Yeah, that should not be legal. Jeff Green. That's not fair to Jeff Green, man.
That was crazy to see him out there, caught on an island with Steph Curry. Hit him with the pump fake. He's like, I remember that from 15 years ago when I came to the league.
It was crazy. Well, that's the funny part. Yeah, I guess you say it like Steph Curry, also old, but he just feels so youthful still to me. Other games last night, Dante Exum scored 27 to lead the undermanned, undersized Mavs past the Heat 118-113. McCollum scored 43 points. Pelicans beat the Kings in a high-scoring game, 140-133 in overtime. And then Norman Powell, he had 41. Harden had 32 as the Clippers rallied to an overtime victory, 120-116 against the Jazz. Tass, any of those you want to touch on?
Well, Dante Exum, he was motivated. He had a little dust-up with Davion Mitchell and then just started taking it to him. You don't see Dante Exum in a one-on-one matchup very often, but 11 of 13 for that dude, going right to the rim over and over and hitting a couple threes for his 27 points. But I'm just impressed with Max Christie. This is a back-to-back night for this guy, a younger guy in the NBA, and he hit the clutch bucket in this game for the Dallas Mavericks. 19, 5 and 5, 3 steals. What a ridiculously good contract this is. I didn't go and look at every contract last night on getaway night, but this guy could have the best contract in the NBA. He makes $8 million next year, $8 million the year after that, and then he's got a player option, but he plays ridiculously hard on both ends. He's great defensively. He's a classic 3-and-D, but that clutch bucket was in the lane. He's one of those 3-and-D guys that takes it up another level, and he can hit in the mid-range a little bit. Now, I think it's what's being overshadowed. You mentioned no Dallas Mavericks in this game because, no centers are playing, and no Kyrie, no Clay, no PJ Washington, no Caleb Martin and their 4 centers. But also Daniel Gafford is out even longer than first expected. Yeah. A grade 3 MCL sprain, out 6 weeks. They're lucky they got Kessler Edwards, who's 6'7", and they grabbed him. I mean, he just goes out there for 35 minutes and fights really hard. He's their center. They don't have any centers, and they somehow get this win.
Yeah, Kyler Kelly, he was out there.
Kyler Kelly.
Once again. But you know what? They're 2-0 without centers. So maybe it's the curveball, right? Like, oh, wait a second. Everybody here is a guard? Doesn't make sense. Speaking of a guy who is kind of a center, Ben Simmons legitimately made an impact for the LA Clippers in his first game. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists off the bench. Played a lot of small ball 5, but he also closed alongside Ivica Zubac as a 4, I guess, for the Clippers. And I thought it was interesting to see him actually playing a fourth quarter of a game, aggressive, go into the hoop. This was the best Ben Simmons I've seen. I haven't seen a lot of him, but they got something out of him, and that's cool. Also, Isaiah Collier's playing pretty well. Gave us a wedgie last night. Had 8 assists as well. He's had 7 straight games with 8 or more assists, averaging 8.5 per game in 21 games as a starter. Jazz got this guy with a really late first-round draft pick. Yep. Looks like he's a decent little player here. Mm-hmm. Little. He is kind of short.
Short and stocky. Yeah. He's from Atlanta, I believe. Yeah.
This guy looks like he could be a good running back.
Yeah. Did he play football here in Georgia?
I don't know, but he's got the build of it for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. I would just like to say, Tass, we've done this show for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I don't ever remember you saying getaway night, and you've said it like 3 or 4 times here.
Oh, have I?
Yeah. I like it. It's new to the lexicon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's different here for us. I guess we've done it for 20 years. We usually get away.
We're usually getting away, but we're not. That's the ironic part. Yeah. You keep saying it. We're not going anywhere. Well, speaking of that, the NBA's 2025 All-Star Weekend, it's arrived, baby. San Francisco, Golden State, they're going to be hosting for the next few days. This is the first time the annual showcase has been in the Bay Area since 2000. It's been a long time. So we're not there this year. That's okay. We got some fun in store. We'll be live from the Classic Factory tomorrow night. That's Saturday night here on YouTube. to be your second screen watch party for all of those All-Star Saturday night festivities. We'll get that link up at sometime tomorrow. And then we're going to record 2 immediate reaction podcasts, one following the Saturday night festivities. So after we jump off the live stream there, we'll be on for like 2 or 3 hours for this thing. We'll do a reaction podcast, and then we'll do one Sunday night as well, probably from the yard, to recap the All-Star game, which I can't even call it a game anymore because it's a tournament. But that's the plan. So we're not in San Fran, but we are here in the Classic Factory, and hopefully you'll join us live on YouTube or obviously check out those podcasts. So it's something we do every year. Usually we do it, on the scene. We make our predictions. Hell, we do it usually at a live show, don't we? So let's do it here. We got the Rising Stars little challenge, and for the first time, the winner is going to participate in Sunday's All-Star game as part of that new mini tournament. So who's representing the Young Guns? Here's a look at the squads. We got Tim Hardaway Sr., Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullen. They drafted rookies and sophomores, and then Jeremy Lin will be the honorary coach of the G League players. So first question. Let's get the predictions going here. Which Rising Stars team will reach Sunday's All-Star game? Who will be the reps?
You want to start?
I love it.
Take your time.
Yeah. Tough call. Let me hear your Dink Pate thoughts. Yes.
Yeah, I went way too hard in evaluating who is going to win this thing. It's classic stuff. I have to do my research on the Rising Stars game. I debated between Team M and TC. Now, why I think Team C and T aren't going to be great.
Just call them by their names, please.
No.
Holy crap.
That's their freaking name, Skeets.
It's so confusing. You even pointed out, is it Team M? Is that Mitch or is that Mullen? Like, just call them by their names.
Well, it doesn't really matter. Team C, I think, is a fine name. Team C and Team T are the early start games.
Okay.
That's the early start game. So I think that hurts them. I'm going with a later start game because then you can play immediately after in the championship game. So
warm.
I'm Team M. I'm Team M.
Rust versus rest.
Yeah. We get a shooting of Strother. We get the size of emcee, and then the bros, Ahmed and Asar. And then I think Scoot Henderson will be there to support Toumani Camara, cheering him on. I think I saw him in a video there. Because they've been doing a lot of videos already. It's Friday freaking morning. They've all been there doing stuff. They got there early. A lot of these guys got there, bang, super early. I'm taking Team M.
Okay.
Who runs that team?
Mitch.
Yeah.
Mitch. So Team Mitch, they are the favorites, according to BetMGM.
Okay.
Plus 180. I think a big part of that is having the Thompson twins both on his squad. You got Team Chris plus 220 and then Team Tim Hardaway plus 260. The long shot here, they could play spoiler all weekend long, is Team Jeremy Lin. They're plus 500 to advance, TK. I really want them to just ruin, I guess, All-Star Weekend by winning this thing and then winning the whole thing on Sunday. I think it would be so funny. Give the MVP to a guy named Dink. But who do you...
Most valuable Pate.
Yeah, who you...
Most valuable Pat Spencer as well. Hey, this could be a huge weekend for Mac McClung. He could win the dunk contest and All-Star Game MVP if things go perfectly well for him. It would require winning the Rising Stars and then also winning the NBA All-Star Championship. I was trying to explain the tournament to people this morning. Are they going to call it like the All-Star Championship game, you think?
Yes, I guess.
Weird.
So.
I'm going with Team C, Team Christopher Mullen.
Okay.
Because they got all old guys. Ryan Dunn, old rookie. Zach Edey, 4-year player. Dalton Connect is almost our age. Trace Jackson Davis, an old second-year player. So I think they have the advantage, the old guys.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going with Tass, I guess. Team Mitch. Gotta take Amen Thompson and his brother, now the twin. Like that's gonna be fun
right now, too.
Yeah, he's playing really well. So I'll go with them, but like good luck. I mean, you can flip a coin with this stuff. I did see Sean Powell of NBA.com. He wrote he thinks the youngsters will be anxious to make a first-year statement and collectively improve their own Rookie of the Year prospects in the process. And I was like, like we keep joking it's like such a wide open Rookie of the Year race. I'm like, as insane as it sounds, an exhibition tournament, I guess it doesn't hurt your chances to like bolster your Rookie of the Year case if you had a really good performance tonight and then maybe even on Sunday, right? Maybe.
Rookie of the Year is there to be won still.
Yeah.
So I think this could literally play a part in it.
Okay, I agree with you and Sean. I do a little bit, as insane as it sounds. Okay, let's get to the Kia Skills Challenge. 4 teams. of two competing in the first event on All-Star Saturday night. We got Team Cavs, that's Mitchell and Mobley. Team Rooks, Zachary Richache and Alex Sarr. Team Spurs, that's Chris Paul and Wemby. And then the hometown favorites, Team Warriors, Draymond Green and Moses Moody. The Cavs are the slight favorite over the Spurs right now. TK, who you picking, man?
Wow, you're telling me the Warriors aren't favorites even though
No.
home court advantage? I thought that mattered in the skills challenge. I'm going with the Cavs. They got the two best players.
Okay.
They have two All-Stars.
They have two
I
All-Stars.
love trying to like pick the winner of this, not knowing really what the hell they're even doing.
Yeah.
Like we have an idea because we've seen a
we'll
million
see.
of these. I'm sure there's passing, shooting, whatever, but we don't actually know what they're doing.
No, I'm sure Chris Paul will be telling Wemby what to do. There's going to be a camera shot of him in his ear saying, do this, like this. We won't know what he's saying. But yeah, throw it through the hoop this way. So I'm not taking them. Will the Cavs go 100% even though they got to play the next day as All-Stars? They're there to be All-Stars. They're not there to be skills challengers. I'm going to go with the home court team of Dre and Moses. Moses played great on Thursday night. He looked good against the Rockets. He's in a flow.
He is. He's
Yeah.
I'm with Tess again. I'm going Team Warriors because the home team has won the skills challenge in each of the last 3 seasons.
Oh, wow.
Team Pacers, Team Jazz, and Team Cavs.
I remember Walker Kessler made a three-pointer
Yeah.
from the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
the
with
last
you,
one
Tess.
he made. This is rigged. This is rigged then.
It's rigged.
This is rigged.
The
It's
home
Rigged
court
for the
team
home-
always
Yeah,
wins.
yeah. It's it sets the All-Star Saturday night scene. You get the crowd a little into
Give
it.
them something.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I'm going Moody and Draymond Green and whatever the heck this is. All right, let's look at the Starry. Oh man,
Yeah.
we're missing out on
Good
our
names.
free Starry at our hotel room.
Starry.
Starry 3-point contest. The participants in alphabetical order. We got Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Buddy Hield, Cam Johnson, Damian Lillard, who's looking to three-peat in this thing, and finally Stormin' Norman Powell. Dame is the favorite at plus 375. Garland and Hero are next at plus 500. The long shot to win this thing is Cade Cunningham at about 120 to 1 odds or something like that. So he's a long shot, but Tass, who are you going with?
This was tough. I am not going. I was thinking about Cam Johnson because he's a heck of a shooter, but I'm not going the big guy. He's the biggest guy I would say out there. I like Norman Powell. He's great in closeout situations on the floor. I think he's going to pretend that's happening in his head. But I'm going with Buddy, fourth-time
Okay.
guy here.
Yep.
He lost the first time and then followed it up with a win. He lost in 23 to Damian Lillard, so I think he's going to follow it up with a win again.
Okay, you're going
Yeah.
Buddy.
Buddy,
Where are you going, TK?
I'll go with the favorite. I'm taking Dame Lillard for reasons 3. Number 1, kind of a hometown game for him. You know, he's an
Yeah.
Oakland guy. They're playing in the Bay, similar to how he played his college ball in Utah. Won it in Utah as well. He could also make history, becoming just the 3rd guy with 3-point championship wins. And most importantly, I just think this guy really, really cares about All-Star Saturday night. Like, once upon a time, didn't he do 5 events
Yes.
or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that?
Yep.
He sat out of a regular season game to be healthy for the contest. That's crazy. But it shows you where his priorities are. He's like, I want to win this one again, so I'm going Lillard.
Yeah, and there is a clip going around where he talked about all the times going in the 3-point contest, and back in the day, he like really trained for it. Like working off the racks,
Sure.
putting in a bunch of practice, and he never won. And then he said the last 2, he didn't care at all. Like he basically just showed up and shot, and he won both of them. So he's obviously going to continue with that approach, just play it loose.
Okay.
And that's why he's the favorite. Tough to pick against him, especially when you include that starry ball. The deep bombs that
Yeah.
they have in a couple spots. But I'm going with a wild card pick. Tass, I am taking the tall guy. I'm taking Cam Johnson. Something about him, I could see him actually taking it super seriously and putting in the work, and maybe that'll translate. So I'm just switching it up here. Give me Cam Johnson. We got a Buddy from Tass, and we got a Dame 3-peat from TK. Any other thoughts on the Starry 3-point contest?
Ooh, Cam Johnson definitely wants to win this thing.
Okay.
He is that kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Let's go to the dunkers. 2-time defending slam dunk champ Mac McClung. Of the Magic, or at least their farm system, and first-time participants Matas Buzelis, Stephen Castle, and Andre Jackson Jr. of the Bucks. They're going to compete here in the AT&T Slam Dunk on Saturday night. It always bothered me that AT&T is not doing the long distance
You would
3-point
think.
shooting.
You would
I
think
swear
so.
they used to too.
They
but
might have.
Then they switched it up. I also hate how it's called slam dunk. I call it dunk contest, but anyway.
Yeah, everyone does.
Yeah, I know. Bothers me for some reason. Those are our dunkers. Is anyone excited for this, and who are you picking? Trey.
I'm very excited.
Okay.
There's a bull in it, and I'm taking Matas Buzelis. I need this,
Homer.
man. I need this. It's been a tough February for the Bulls. They never win games. Every time I listen to a podcast, they are like the butt of the joke, even on our own podcast. They've snubbed this guy for the Rising Stars Challenge. They've added how many reserves in the meantime since they announced the original rosters? Like 6 people have been added.
Yep.
Knowing Buzelis was going to be there.
Yeah, that's
There's
weird.
nothing else going on for the Bulls at All-Star Weekend. So I'm taking Buzelis because if he doesn't win, it's going to be even sadder for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
McClung is the heavy favorite with the betting odds, minus 210, and then it's Jackson plus 500, Buzelis plus 600, and Castle at plus 800, Tass, who I know you really like.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking him for sure.
Okay.
But maybe we can get excited for this. Maybe.
Oh, don't.
Because
don't.
hearing quotes from Matas Buzelis and Stefan Castle, they said they're going to be dunks that no one's seen. Both of them. Both of them are already in Gold State. They're already there. I don't think they're going to save them for the second round. I think we're going to see Matas Buzelis and Stefan Castle do something that we've never seen. At least try it. At the very least. I'm taking Stefan Castle. I think he'll get to the final with Mac McClung because Mac is just amazing. But he did say he's changing it up a little bit. I was doing my research. I was watching all the videos of the guys already there talking to the media about it. He said, I'm nervous. I think this is the most I've challenged myself on a set, so I'm excited as well. If it goes well, I'll be really happy about it. There's going to be a lot more props. There's a lot more.
No, don't say that.
But he did say, yeah, I know. When he said that, I thought, come on, dude. Don't do that. But then he said there's a lot more challenging dunks. Third year, got to bring my best dunk. So he wants to bring it up a level, and we already know the guy can friggin' dunk. So
Yeah.
He has to. I mean, he's almost at a weird I don't know. I guess when you look at the other dunkers, like there's a reason he's the favorite again to three-peat. But, you know, we have seen a lot of his dunks, so he does have to, like, do something different, it feels like.
He really needs to push the envelope. Yeah. And if it goes poorly, like, nobody will care that you didn't win on your third try. We've seen you be awesome 2 times in a row, so try a flip.
I saw Mark Spears saying he heard rumblings of Castle's behind-the-scenes practice for this competition, and he wondered, Spears does, is Wembanyama going to be included in a dunk? Either with Castle, his guy, or, you know, will McClung try and dunk over him?
That would be cool.
Yeah, 7'4". I mean, that feels like that's obvious.
Yeah.
He'll be included somehow.
You get an extra 2 points, I think, from each judge just because Wemby's part of your dunk.
Oh, maybe. Well, let me get to the judges. How do you feel about Hall of Famers Kevin Garnett and Tracy McGrady? They're 2 of the judges. We got Baron Davis, who once participated in a dunk contest. We got 2-time dunk champ Jason Richardson, obviously with the Warriors. And then fans around the world can submit their votes in real time via the NBA app, and the average score will be revealed live by basketball, content creator Jesser. He's our voice.
So that's the 5th judge?
Yep. The 5th judge is Jesser, but it's actually all of us.
Oh, my goodness.
Voting together.
Jesser's our representative.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he has tiebreaker authority, though. I did read that. So he could really,
So I better be on the up and up, Jesser.
Yeah.
We're going to be watching you, man. So we're going to have to get our votes in on Saturday night when we're watching live on stream. I was thinking we should pull out the old starters dunk contest rating pads, but apparently we actually got to get our votes in.
Yeah.
Tell President Jesser who what we want here. Kevin Garnett, to me, is kind of a weird inclusion because I don't think of him as a big dunker, but he'll also bring the personality, and he, to me, is kind of like will serve the Shaq role in the 2000 dunk contest of, like, getting really excited and getting really hyped by things that happen. So hopefully that's the case, and hopefully we see something cool because it's the 25-year anniversary of Vince Carter's dunk contest in Golden State Arena. It was a different one back then, but still, there's a legacy to uphold here. So, hopefully it's good.
Yeah, with that said, please, nobody do the old let me take off my jersey and show you the Vince Carter Raptors jersey and try and replicate one of his.
Oh, somebody's wearing a Vince
Don't
jersey.
do that.
Somebody's
We've
wearing
already
a Vince jersey.
like Donovan Mitchell already did it for once.
Terrence Ross did it.
Yeah.
Everybody's done
Just
it.
don't.
I did it.
Don't. Well, yeah, that was cool when you did it. but- no, I don't want to see that.
I couldn't believe that.
Okay, so you have Castle Tass. You have who you on Buzelis?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you know what? I'll take Jackson Jr. I know we haven't talked about that guy. Can soar, and maybe Kevin Garnett, being a tall guy, will be like, yeah, respect to the tall guy, and like he'll twist the arms of the other judges. If Kevin Garnett was yelling at you to give it a 10, you probably would.
That's a good point. He could have a lot of sway.
Yeah, Buzelis is the big guy, the biggest guy. So
I guess
think,
he is. That's true.
Garnett's gonna get super excited for him, probably.
All right.
He'll get super excited if Castle dunks on Wemby. He'll be like, "Whoa, I've been dunked on before." He'll be super excited.
Okay, well, I'm going Jackson Jr. Nobody taking the heavy favorite McClung here.
Well, yeah, he's gonna win.
Yeah, probably.
Unfortunately, he's gonna win again.
Okay, as part of a new tournament format, the Inside the NBA crew, they drafted players for Sunday's All-Star game. So which team has the most firepower? That's the question here. Shaq's OGs, Kenny's Young Stars, or Chuck's Global Stars? And could they be upset, I guess, by Candace's Rising Stars? Somebody was pointing out in our stream team or in the YouTube comments, like, Candace, she's not coaching the team. So she just gets handed she gets handed the winning squad from Friday.
Yeah.
And that's her team.
There's that. Let's see your system.
Yes.
In action.
Yes. So that's sort of funny. So which one of these squads is going to win this All-Star Game tournament? And, who wins MVP? Tass, who are you going with?
I'm going with Team Kenny. I think they've got the most grit. They've got Jalen Brunson. They've got Anthony Edwards, who wants to win MVP. I can feel that happening. And they got, if there's some defense, which happens, they've got Triple J. They've got Evan Mobley as their bigs, which I like. So I don't know who wins MVP between Anthony Edwards and Jalen Brunson, but I'll go Anthony Edwards because he was just on the Olympics. He saw guys taking over. I think he can take over. So I'm taking Anthony Edwards on Team Kenny. I think they got it. They got it.
I hope this guy takes the All-Star game seriously this year. Anthony Edwards kind of made it a joke last season.
He shot with his left hand.
Yeah,
in the,
I didn't appreciate that.
It was, yeah.
That's part of the problem, to be quite honest. I'm going with Chuck's Global Stars
Okay.
as my winner of the NBA All-Star Weekend Championship tournament. I think they got the most tryhards on their team. Shea, Donovan Mitchell, Şengün, Siakam. Wemby said he's going to go out there and be diving on the floor like Joakim Noah back in the day. I think they got a lot of guys who will actually maybe try a little too hard for this game and get clowned for it. I will go with Donovan Mitchell as MVP.
Oh, cool. I like that. Give me Team Shaq. Give me the OGs here because I think Steph Curry might get an MVP.
Okay.
And, being in his hometown here, the career obviously winding down, though he still looks amazing. How many more years does he have left? Who knows? But I think Curry could win another All-Star Game MVP. And I know it all comes down to, do Curry, LeBron, and KD, run it back from their Olympic performance and let's show these younger guys still who's boss here? Maybe. Maybe it's shorter games that definitely, it benefits them more than anyone. So give me Team Shaq, give me Curry. I did see Curry's the favorite to win MVP, plus 500. SGA and Wemby, the only other two players with less than 10-1 odds. And then it's LeBron, Dame, and Anthony Edwards, all at plus 1,100. I got to say this, though. There's a real opportunity for a LeBron or a Curry, because it probably is one of those two guys, to, save the All-Star game. It'd be big. If one of those guys actually just for one night just gave a damn here for a couple minutes in either of these little mini games, especially LeBron, I think. It'd be so funny. We make fun of him all the time for basically ruining the dunk contest because he wouldn't go in it. But then he could turn around and again, air quotes, save the All-Star game just if he gave a damn. And people are yeah, LeBron brought it back. He did that. So, Willie, TBD.
Hey, man, he won MVP of the very first in-season tournament. He cares about this made-up stuff.
That's right. He cares about it until he starts crapping on it later. All right, so one, I guess, unfortunate news, but something we thought was going to happen. No Steph Curry versus Sabrina Ionescu. No rematch after all. In a statement, NBA spokesman Mike Bass said, quote, "We weren't able to land on a plan we thought would raise the bar off of last year's special moment. We all agreed not to proceed and will instead keep the focus on All-Star Sundays. New format." Tass, we thought this was probably the case, but NBA confirmed no rematch.
Caitlin Clark is saving it for the NBA, or for the WNBA, I should say.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. She was asked to do this, but she did not, and she wants to go into the summer and do her first with the WNBA in Indiana this summer. So respect to her. She's saving all the highlights, all the talk, all the media for that. And because she appreciates every time she talks about and is asked about the history of the WNBA, she gives it so much praise and everybody who came before her. So that's what she's giving it to when it comes to the three-point contest. She just doesn't want to do it for the NBA when she can for the WNBA this summer.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And hearing the statement from the NBA, they're literally saying there was nobody else who could raise the bar because there's nobody else that could raise the bar from last year. Caitlin Clark is obviously the biggest star in the WNBA. Like, I love watching Enrique Agunbowale play. I'm a Kelsey Plum fan, but they're not the same level of superstar that Caitlin Clark is. It makes me just wonder, maybe the NBA should have saved it, you know? Could have done Steph versus Sabrina this year. Sabrina coming off a championship. They're both Bay Area legends as well. I don't know. Who cares? It was fun last year.
It was fun.
It was awesome.
It was the best
great.
part.
Yep, exactly.
There was talk apparently of pushing this competition, if it did happen, to Sunday during all these breaks between the All-Star games because of this new tournament format. So I do keep wondering what the hell is going to go on between these games. Like, how quickly are we like getting into the next one? Like musical performances, Kevin Hart, comedy hour. Like, what's going to happen here? I don't know. We're going to find out. So there it is. Those are our predictions. Let's hear from you guys in the stream team. Obviously in the YouTube comments, tweet at us your picks at NoDunksInc on the X, and let's see if anybody can, I guess, go 5 for 5. We didn't even pick a celebrity game MVP. I just glossed right over that.
Jesser plan?
I think maybe? No,
maybe
not this year.
playing.
He has played. But,
Yeah, he's a big in the Creators Cup, of course.
We have Kai. We have Drewski.
Is there a fan vote? Because I'll put in a vote for. I think Kai would probably win.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, Kai was upset he didn't get minutes last year. I remember Snoop Dogg buried him on the bench. So that's tonight, by the way. That's on at 7:00,
No,
and then Rising Stars. All right.
I'm going
No way.
Pablo Schreiber.
Excuse me.
Because Pablo Schreiber, he's a Canadian actor. He played Nick Sabatka in The Wing.
The Wire.
The Wing. I loved The Wing. Yeah,
Den of Thieves guy.
Man. I don't know many of these people. There are some NBA players, or WNBA players, I should say. Alicia Gray's playing. Matt Barnes is playing. Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
We're not. Let's get to worst of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst of the week.
Just a couple nominees. First nominee is Mavs head coach Jason Kidd. After losing an overtime game versus the Kings, Jason Kidd did not come out to his media post-game conference. He said the next day, quote, "I just needed a break. We lost a tough game. We lost another player, so I just needed some time to regroup and refocus and figure out how to put these pieces back together." He also said he felt bad and wanted to avoid saying something he might later regret. He just didn't come.
Is he getting fined for that?
Break?
Yeah.
That's a crazy response.
Yes, it is a crazy response. They did lose Daniel Gafford that game.
Yeah.
That's what he's referring to. It's obviously coming off days prior another situation where he lost someone. His name is Luka Doncic, and here we are.
Anthony Davis, of course,
Yeah,
as well.
they've lost a ton of players. And I think he was asked at some other point about all these injuries. He said, "I've never seen something in sport like this before." Referring specifically to all the injured players.
So worst of the
Here we
week
are.
because it's a coach's responsibility. It's like literally they're contractually obligated, I believe, to at least address the media after these games. And he was like, "No thanks."
Yeah, no fine at this
No
point.
fine. That's okay. Interesting.
A little.
I mean, look, obviously
again.
the Luka trade was ridiculous from all standpoints, but the way the Mavericks have handled it after the trade, I think, has been nearly as bad, right? Like, they're kicking fans out of the arena. You've got Mark Cuban yelling at fans, which is surprising. That guy's like a fan himself of the Mavs. It just seems like a very angry thing. The Jason Kidd skipping his post-game presser added into it. It was just like they could have been good to Luka, right? Like, they can trade him, nobody's gonna like it, but they could at least be like, thank you for your service. You were an amazing player while you were here. You took us as far as anybody has outside of Dirk Nowitzki, and they went basically the other way with it. And so they look bad from a team building standpoint, and then they look bad from like a public relations standpoint.
Yeah,
The
they
way
don't
they've
want to
been
face the
handling all this
music.
stuff. Exactly.
Yeah, they're like sort of.
And it seems like it
cowering
caught
from
them completely off guard that Mavericks fans would be irate that they traded away Luka Doncic, which, how is that possible that you would have that bad of a misread on your franchise superstar?
Yeah, especially on a franchise that like their hashtag is Mavs fans for life.
Yes.
You know, like they built a big part of that franchise's identity is like loyalty and their fan base, and you know, like that's the misstep here. It's like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
And then it happens. Well, okay, face the music. I mean, like go at least explain yourself to as much as you can. But yeah, this sort of like being almost like, whoa, you guys are really taking this hard. It's just a basketball team, you know? It's like, what? That's perplexing.
Yeah, Mark Cuban in that conference with Bill Gates, he faced the music. He said, you know, Bill, it's like if somebody traded Microsoft 15 for Microsoft 14. That's weird, right? What would you do, man? And I think those are the right numbers that I picked. I think that is the right software. I haven't used... Oh, is it Microsoft 12 or Microsoft 11, maybe? I don't know. How many versions of Microsoft? Yeah, he said...
Yeah, I thought they just named them after years. Like, I only remember, like, Windows 95 and Windows 2000.
Yeah, he said if after you left the company, they traded Microsoft 11 for Microsoft 10, what would you do? So I guess he's referring to him specifically.
so, yeah.
What would you do? 11 for 10.
So we traded the better operating system, the newer operating system, for the one previously that was good. It was fine, but not as good.
That's a direct shot at the front office that he's sort of still part of. He still has ownership. He's not the majority owner.
No.
He doesn't operate anything. That's Patrick Dumont. And that family. All right, moving on. Unless it's anything.
No.
Nah. Okay. Second and final nominee. This one is something. Jimmy Butler's white shorts have a stain in the middle of his butt cheeks. And maybe it's because he's going up for a deuce, but it's yellowy brown if you're watching here on YouTube. And nobody knows what it is. Jimmy Butler hasn't addressed it. Unless I've missed something.
Face the music, Jimmy Butler. Answer the hard-hitting questions. Did you shit your pants or not?
I can't believe these shots we're looking at. Like slow-mo close-ups.
Yeah,
It was wild looking, though.
Yeah, I went
It looks weird.
It does look weird. It looked weird that it was tweeted by Bricks Center, and he or she, whoever put it up. It's not Sports Center. It's tweeted.
Yeah, I know.
I know. That was the only one going around. If you go on Twitter, it's Bricks Center or nobody. So I grabbed it. I grabbed it from the game, and I slowed it down, Trey, just to see those shots of a yellowy brown stain where the stomach flu or stomach illness is going around the NBA. It's around. I'm not saying that people are pooping their pants because of it, but it is happening.
Yeah.
And Jimmy didn't address that. That was late in the game situation. And that's that. There's a yellowy brown stain on a guy's shorts. That's that. There's nothing concrete about what happened to Jimmy Butler. That's all we know. That's all we know about Brick Center.
Okay. Let me ask you this: if it's not him crapping his pants,
What is it?
what is it?
Yeah.
What did he sit in? Yeah.
Like maybe spilt a big face coffee, potentially. I was thinking, could his underpants, like they bled through when they got sweaty, like into the white fabric of the shorts?
That's a lot of blood.
Well, I hope he's not bleeding. You should check that out a bit. But I don't know. Like I legit don't know if it's not crap.
If he sat on a lemon lime Gatorade.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's directly in between his cheeks.
Yeah.
It's not on at either side of his shorts. Whoa.
I don't look. If it's poop, this guy needs to go to the doctor because that's not the right color. Unless you're a baby, that's mustard seeds, man. That's in a diaper for the first 6 weeks. You gotta go check these out, Jimmy. What is that?
Wow.
Longtime fans of the show will remember that one of my wife's favorite jokes is to say, "Open up your Jimmy Butler and then give me a little." That might be what happened here.
Wow.
A little fish hook.
That's like,
What, your wife doesn't give you a credit card when you walk by?
Oh man! If Jimmy Butler, you know, it'd be hilarious. He shows up to the next game. You know how he just added the 3 to his name on the back of his jersey? If he showed up with Butler but 2 T's, be amazing.
that would be amazing.
That would be funny. Please do that, Jimmy.
Yeah.
All right, worst of the week noms.
Wow.
That's it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just thinking about the credit card. You called it a little hook. At first, I thought, whoa. It's like is that like a fish hook? Like some because you're a fisherman. Oh,
Like, you know, I'll be at the sink washing dishes or something. Open up your Jimmy Butler. Whoa, you got me. It's called love, man.
that is love.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's how you show love.
Incredible. Before we go here, we got to end with some rapid fire fun. TK's got the questions. Task, JD, and myself, we got the answers.
Our first rapid fire question comes from Bennett in Santa Cruz, who writes in and says, "Hi guys, I can't seem to find my recycling bin, which seems ridiculous. What's the largest item that you've ever misplaced, and did you find it, Tess?"
It took me a while to come up with an answer for this, because how do you misplace a recycling bin? Now, I put a dresser to my curb because I was getting rid of it when I moved. Okay. And I left some great things in that dresser. The top drawer, which I never really opened, only for special events because it had ties and bow ties and some belts. So I lost some good stuff. I lost a wooden bow tie. See you later. It's gone.
Oh.
I lost a flask, an engraved flask.
Yeah.
That was a beauty.
The wedgie one?
Oh yeah, I lost that one for sure.
We
Yeah.
had a wedgie. flask.
Two
Yeah.
flasks.
Yeah, and another flask when I was part of a bridal party. My man Dave Seton lost his. Yeah.
So, Task, I think you've said this before. You put the dresser out on the curb?
Yeah.
And you just forgot to go through it?
Yeah. The top drawer.
Oh,
Only
wow.
the top drawer. I went
Yeah.
through the other drawers.
Okay.
Somebody grabbed it. I'm glad they did. Anyway, that's what I sort of misplaced.
Yeah, must have been exciting for the person who picked up your dresser to open up the top drawer. What? 2 flasks? A wooden bow tie?
2 flasks?
Who is this guy?
Yeah, man, they must have thought you were so old-timey.
Yeah. A pocket
Rob
watch.
Steampunk? JD, what have you misplaced?
Well, I misplaced my bike. I left it out in front of a Becker's up in Canada.
Wow.
And guess what? It got stolen, and my brother's bike got stolen too. But guess what? We found the bikes.
Both?
Well, yes, and we found actually my brother tracked down our bikes, and it led us to a garage filled with neighborhood bikes,
Oh, yeah.
and uncovered a whole bike stealing ring.
Yep.
And guess what? Our dad is a cop, and that guy went down. We all got our bikes back.
Holy, the heroes.
Yeah, it was mostly my brother. He was the big investigator there, but oh god, it was the most satisfying thing. Just to find your bike after it's been stolen, it's very frustrating. If you live in Toronto, getting your bike stolen is kind of a rite of passage.
Yep.
And god, and just my brother's like, look in this garage. Oh, literally 50 bikes in there. 50 bikes.
Yep.
And it was very, 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 very satisfying.
We had a bike stealing ring in Stratford growing
you
up
ran
too.
one?
I didn't run it. No. But it's the exact same thing, JD.
Yeah.
But a level to ours, if I remember correctly, the bike shop was a part of it. So they were stealing bikes back from people that just purchased them. Big news.
Diabolical.
Yeah, that's diabolical.
That sounds like a movie. I can imagine a True Detective cliffhanger. You see them walking the bikes into this room, and then it cuts off. Next week we come back, 50 bikes in there.
Yeah, Carcosa.
Man, I'm loving this shot you have of both.
Yeah.
of you.
I got a bit limited options.
That looks
over here.
so funny though.
That's hilarious.
Incredible. My answer for this largest item I've ever misplaced. Did I find it? Yes, I did find it. But I'm not proud to say this. I definitely left Luna outside once. My dog.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know it happens, but I generally sit out there with her on the front porch while she's doing her thing, or she's just laying out there. We did that. We were probably out there for a while, and then I just sort of got up, went inside. I'm sure I was on my phone, thought I had to do something, and then I don't know, a good hour later, Nora's like, "Where's the dog?" I'm like, oh crap. And it was all good. She was sitting right there on the front porch.
There you go.
Good old girl.
And
but-
the other day when it was raining, cats and dogs, pardon the pun, we were doing the show. Lincoln let Cosmo out, and then he left for school. Cosmo was out there the entire time we were doing the show, and it was it was like over an hour.
Sure.
So
when it was pouring rain.
It was pouring rain.
No.
He was like shivering mess.
Oh,
It was one of the few times I felt sorry for him.
that's the dog JD doesn't like.
Yeah, I don't like that.
He likes his other dog.
Yeah. Hazel curled up so warm
By the
on our
fire?
bed. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, she was fine.
Earlier this week, Kevin Hart was named the first ever All-Star Game MC. He's going to be doing live commentary for the tournament on Sunday night. We think it's going to be and one style. We shall see. Guys, what's a major event that you would like to MC?
Well, my daughter's school dance. It's not a major event, but nobody dances, and that's my thing. Everybody just gets there and just hangs out and looks at each other. They need to have some fun and dance, and I could get them to dance.
You going to be slapping the floor?
Yes.
That gets
No.
people fired up, man.
Yeah, I don't think it would get little kids fired up. It might make them run. But I don't know. You're at a school dance and you don't dance. Well, that's just. It ain't right.
I think
They're
kids
all
would
nervous.
love Here Comes the Hot Stepper if Tass was blaring. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
To Rock Wilder.
Yeah.
Kids love this.
Rap always gets people jamming. Everybody loved Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not
100%.
Matty O.
50-50.
Matteo didn't like it.
No, some people did not.
JD.
That's fine. The Razzies coming up after the Oscars or before the Oscars. I don't know. The Razzies, speaking of shitty things, their website is garbage.
It's on brand.
Yeah, totally, yeah. I mean, it's not good. But any idea who's nominated this year, guys?
Wicked has to be.
No.
No?
What about
Not even as a joke nom.
Not a...
Amelia Perez?
No.
Trying to...
I was kind of expecting like a double nominee, a Best Picture for Oscar and Best
Yeah.
Razzie or Worst Movie.
Megalopolis?
Yes,
Oh, nice
Megalopolis.
pull.
We got Megalopolis, Madam Web,
Oh,
Joker, Borderlands, and Reagan. Never even heard of Reagan.
Yeah. Uh-uh.
I mean, I've heard of the president, but yeah, I think it'd be fun to just roast bad movies. I mean, we do it on a podcast,
Yeah.
Yep.
so might as well, right?
Might as well host it.
Yeah.
That's a
stuff.
crazy thing that's been going for a long time.
45. It's the 45th Razzies, I guess.
Wow.
So.
And they do a live show?
40.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know if they have an actual ceremony. Well, no, they did when our man Tom Green was nominated
Yeah.
and he showed up, right?
Oh, he had a huge night at the Razzies. Freddie got fingered multiple wins.
Just cleaned up.
Yeah. So, anyway, the Razzies.
Great one. Skates.
I would like to MC, I guess host, whatever you want to call it, Summer House Reunion. Yeah, because the truth is, Andy Cohen, incredible, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But he does too many of these. He's overworked in terms of like hosting all these reunions, all the Housewives shows, all the other reality shows that are on Bravo. So, you can tell too the ones he doesn't watch all that much. Like he's just handed the Cliff Notes. So, I watch Summer House. It's a piece of crap. Let me ask the hard-hitting questions to Kyle and the crew. So that's what I'd like to do.
I love it.
Yeah.
He needs to raise up the next generation
Yeah.
behind him.
Give me a chance,
I mean,
Andy.
He's more of a housewife man.
Yeah, and that's fine.
where the bread is buttered. for
Totally,
sure.
totally. So give me a chance for the other ones.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day. We're not usually here this time of year.
It's not usually like this.
It's not usually like this. This podcast is usually at night. Are you guys doing anything special on this Valentine's Day, Taff?
Absolutely. We're going to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Hey.
We got some stuff to buy.
All right.
Canoe?
No, I'm loaded. I got a kayak. I'm good. But I need some stuff to work out in. It's finally time. Actually, Danielle and I both need some new workout clothes.
Nice.
I just keep on saving my old shirts. My 1995 shirt I work. It's time. So,
You'll work out harder, man.
Buying some shirts.
You will.
yeah, happy Valentine's Day, baby.
Going to Dick's.
Yeah.
Anything
Sure.
specific you're getting?
No.
You're just going to
Get
get
inspired.
browse dicks.
Well, she needs some stuff. I need some clothing. Literally workout clothing.
Nice.
The kids need some stuff, but We got a couple days off because we got a President's Day next week.
Yeah.
Happy Ronald Reagan Day. It's not Ronald Reagan Day. So that will be our Monday. Going to Dick's. Got to get the new cleats. It's soccer season again.
Soccer season in
Gotta
America.
get the new shin pads.
Amazing answer. I love it.
JD,
So
what
a chore, basically.
are errands tonight? Similar plans. What about you, JD?
You know it's pickleball, guys. Come on. I got pickleball tomorrow. I got pickleball on Sunday. There's a romantic couples thing tonight, but Rachel's playing pickleball this morning, so we can't do it this morning.
So one of you is going to Dick's and the other's going to do Dinks.
That's right, Dicks and Dinks.
Wow.
You're saying there's a romantic
Yeah,
couples pickleball event?
yeah.
Play nude.
At our club, there's it's like a happy hour thing, and
Okay.
So I wasn't clear if you were supposed to stay with your partner the whole time, because usually they mix it up or
Right.
whatever. But I guess tonight you're supposed to. But that's gonna cause problems, man. Like,
Yeah.
one couple we know, they're like, I don't know about this. I'm doing it. They're going to this happy hour. But like, she's like, if I start sucking, and then he's like, it gets very tense, and it's a very.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
very,
like a great Valentine's
I know,
Day
right?
night. She starts sucking and he gets tense.
That's right. Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. And then suddenly he's not tense. So there you go.
How about you, Skeets?
Well, our Valentine's Day, I guess, weekend started last night. We went and saw Father John Misty here in Atlanta. Shout out to Dr. Richard Bailey on the drums, hooking us up with the ticks. My man TK and Laura was there as well. We had a blast.
Nice.
Incredible show.
Where was it?
At the Eastern.
Oh,
which is an
Eastern.
amazing venue.
Right.
So good. Perfect size. Crowd was amazing. Sold out. And they were incredible. Father John Misty. Gotta go see him live. So we did that. Tonight we'll probably just watch some crappy reality TV. Just chill in front of the tube. And then tomorrow, doing a very rare afternoon sushi run at a new place. Yeah, Yuji Modern Japanese, I guess it's called.
Yeah.
But
That's a good point. I rarely eat sushi during daylight hours.
Right? Now it was a tough place to get in. Like, we couldn't get in on the Friday night, like tonight.
Okay.
So I was like, you want to go tomorrow for lunch? And we were like, yeah, let's do it.
A very rare event.
Well,
Sushi.
you don't go out for Japanese
Oh, I do.
at
do.
lunch?
Yeah.
Okay.
We go like as a family. Yeah. Down to Sushi Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna rock on
To Sushi Avenue.
Well, rare for me.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see how I do. Maybe don't like the fish during the day.
day fish. We're probably gonna, Laura and I, do connections in bed and then whisper Luka Doncic
Oh, yeah.
to each other.
And then credit card each other.
Open up your Jimmy Butler.
Sick, man. Trey, what'd you think of the show, though, just quickly?
Nobody does it better than Father John right now.
Damn.
I was worshiping at the church of Father John.
It was a great show. You want to drive to Nashville tonight?
Kinda.
Catch him again?
Yeah.
We can get there.
What was that song? Give me
I
can't
a little
remember the
bit
name
more.
of it. I guess Time Makes Fools of Us All?
Yes, there you go.
Oh, absolute heat.
Oh my God, it's 7,
Great record.
8 minutes of just pure joy.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. There it is. That's rapid fire. Not so rapid, is it? But that's the drop. Hopefully a classic. You tell us. And thus ends my Interstellar challenge. JD did great work on this.
Thank
I
you.
gotta say, JD, a whole new level of appreciation for the work you do. Standing behind you all week,
yeah.
sort of watching over your shoulder from the bookshelf here. And just like, you got a lot going on. You got, honestly, you got too much going on.
You're right. 100% right. 100%
Like, you're
right.
working all these cameras, you're working
Yeah.
the graphics, you're obviously keeping an eye on the chat, the stream, your own notes when you got to answer things.
Yeah.
Like, man,
It's a lot.
you should take a break.
I think, I'm feeling Steve Currish over here. Like, should not be doing this show today.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm not gonna do
right.
Sunday show.
you're not? Who's going to do it, Ash?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure,
great.
kid.
Well, that's great. Little reminder. We are going to be here on Saturday night, and then Sunday we'll have a post recap podcast about the All-Star game. But tomorrow night around 8 o'clock, we'll be live on YouTube for a good 3 hours or so as your second screen sort of watch party experience, catching all the All-Star Saturday night festivities. And then we'll do a podcast after that, and then we'll do again one on Sunday. So join us this weekend. Keep us company. here in the chat. We'd really appreciate that. Hit the like button and subscribe. Podcast listeners, 5-star rating and review. Sorry.
We have those little dry erase boards for scoring.
To score it?
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep. We're live scoring it as we go.
Yeah.
Get your heart out, Jesser. Jesser better count our votes. He better keep an eye on our stream.
Yeah, add them up. That counts as our vote.
All right. So until tomorrow night, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, we'll be here in studio with you all weekend long. Where we won't be is at Flo Rida's concert today. JD, that's probably one of your favorite concerts of all time at All-Star Weekend. He will be performing with Zed.
Zed.
I don't know. In San
He's a
Francisco
guy.
tonight. In San Francisco tonight.
Must be Canadian.
Yeah, 2 Ds.
He might be. Yeah.
He might be Zed and Flo Rida.
All right.
Hold on. We might have breaking news here.
What do we have?
I believe Matas Buzelis has been added to the Rising Stars.
Oh, I'm happy for you, man.
So maybe the stream team is messing with me.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Well, as we go here, putting an end to this Interstellar Challenge, I'd just like to say, do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Brace the day, people. Get me out of here.